Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to start something back up after you stop doing it? Think about like diets or exercise programs or habits. It's so hard to get those things back going after you've had a stretch of doing them. Well, in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about why that is and exactly what you can do about it to avoid that altogether forever. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome to your morning activation. This is the Wake Up, Get Better podcast. I was thinking about this today as I sat down to record. This is 11 days in a row that I've recorded episodes of these morning activations. And I'll just go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. One of the reasons why I wanted to record these morning activations is because I wanted to have a large pool of them to put together to actually have as a piece of my offer. So what I do is I help creatives. I help them move out of this area of stuckness and keep where they keep getting stuck and launched. And I coach them through and help them clear out the stuff that's in the way so that they can take action and move towards the life they want to in a consistent basis. That's why I started my group that's called Flow and Focus, which is just about keeping creatives in flow and helping them focus on what they need to do to move forward and get what they say they want. And it's also the reason for this podcast. It's just this commitment to waking up and getting better. Now, that doesn't mean that we are constantly chasing like some sort of impossible standard. It means that we're committed to growth. Cool. And I'm sure that you're that person if you're listening to the show. But I wanted to have these morning activations. I'm recording 15 of them in a row. This is number 11. To have as a piece of that, of like, hey, revisit these morning activations. If you feel like you're getting stuck, go listen to these morning activations as almost like a standalone, almost like an audio book, right? Of entries that can get you started for the day, to get you going, right? To get you out of this piece of stuckness. And I might continue to do these every day, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about here today. But as I was starting this recording today, I was thinking, man, it's so easy to keep doing these right now. I'm finding it like so incredibly easy to just sit down and record. In fact, I'm starting to look forward to it. And it got me thinking about like, well, why is it so easy to do this and so difficult to do other things that I want to do? And you may feel the same way. Maybe you have areas in your life where like you can see that you want to improve in them. And you have started things and stopped things so many times that you just feel like, man, if I start this thing, I know I'm not going to be able to finish it. And it starts to get lodged into your mind. Well, in my thinking about this thing today, this piece of what I'm doing, which is just recording these daily episodes on the day of, I am noticing the reason it's easy to keep doing it is because I'm doing it and I haven't stopped. I used to say all the time, like, if you want things to keep going, then you have to stop stopping. If you want things to keep going, then you have to stop stopping. And it's so true that it's a law, like of physics and of the natural world here. Objects that are in motion tend to stay in motion, right? And when we stop those things, we tend to stop. And that becomes the tendency. And what the reason for that is because we are training the pathways in our brain. Those things that if you start doing something every single day and you do it, it is going to form a new pathway in your mind very fast, right? And so you will want to continue to do that thing. And when you stop doing that thing, that is a signal. Just like I was talking about yesterday with the emotions, or maybe it wasn't yesterday, a couple days ago, the emotions being a signal. This signals your brain that, oh, well, this thing must not be as important as we thought, right? Because we were really focusing on it and then we stopped doing it. So it must not be as important as we thought. And then every time you try to start up again, it becomes harder and harder and harder because you continue to signal to your brain and to your body and to your, psyche that what you're trying to do is not actually important to you. And I think about this in other areas of my life, like jujitsu is one of these things where I haven't stopped doing it. So like, for a long time, I was really hardcore about lifting. And I was in the gym 5 days a week, no matter what. And then I stopped doing that, and I started becoming a little more inconsistent and a little inconsistent. And now it feels like a challenge, like I'm slugging through to get back in that habit. Whereas when I started jiu-jitsu after that fall off, I've been consistent with that. And so I rarely fall below 4 days a week, 3 or 4 days a week. And sometimes it's more than that, right? And it's not just because I enjoy it, it's because I'm telling my brain this is important to me. And so literally when I don't go, I start to get shaky, and there's some nervous system stuff with that as well. And that's another story, but it's something that I like to do, yes, but it's also something that I'm telling myself that is important to me. And so I keep showing up to do it. So if you want more consistency and the ability to focus and have a laser focus on where you want to go. Now, I know this is tough for creatives to think about. Like, you need to focus on one thing. I totally get it, man. I'm in the same boat as you. I always have been that way. It's hard for me to focus, right? But when I commit to something and I start doing it and I start actually doing the thing, if I stay consistent, it is easy to keep saying yes to that thing. It's easy, right? And so my encouragement to you today, and this activation to you today, as you go into your work, and it's Thursday right now, so we're getting ready for the weekend. We're doing this every day, so it doesn't matter. And who knows when you're listening to this? But anyway, today, if there's a thing that you want to get better at, that you want to put time into, whether it's your work or a project or a relationship or your health or your fitness or jiu-jitsu or recording content, whatever it is, start doing that thing today. Give yourself a reason to show up every day, just like I created these morning activations and told everybody I was going to do 15 of them. For whatever reason, that worked in my mind, and I started just going with it, right? So like whatever that thing is for you, do it 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. By the time you get to 5, when you wake up the next morning to do it again on the next day, it's going to feel more difficult for you to say no to that than it did on the first day and the second day, right? And if you continue to say yes to it, your mind will start to pick up that, oh, this is important. My conscious mind is going to be, oh, this is important to us. Let's show up and do it, right? Let's remind him to do it, right? That's what we want. That's what the trick is to all this stuff. So like, I don't know if I have ADHD. I've never been tested or anything like that, but I have some signs of that situation. I try to also not to take on that identity and like make it a part of who I am, because in order to do that, I'd have to hold it really close. And when I hold something really close, that means you can't let go of it and you can never be free of it. So I try not to do that. That's my personal opinion. You can feel however you want to feel about that. But what I'm saying is I get it. I get that it's difficult to do that if that is you. And this is a hack, right, for your mind to break free of those chains and actually do what you want to do and get what you want in life. So whether or not it's something in your business that you're avoiding, or your life or your relationships or your fitness or whatever, start doing those things. It will build the habit. More importantly, it will cue your brain that this is important to you. And you'll start doing more of it. And you'll start getting more of what you want. So anyway, I just want to share that with y'all. I had that thought today. This is really fun. And I'm going to keep going. This is day 11. So we're looking at 15 days in a row at least. Let me know in the comments if you are digging this, or if you have anything that you're working on right now that you feel like this would help you with. I'd love to hear more about that. But that's it for today. I love you guys. My name is Chris Cree. This has been the Wake Up Get Better podcast. If you are a creative or an owner and you want to experience more flow and more focus in your life, I created a group just for that. If you go to chriscree.com/flow, it's going to take you right to the group. You can sign up and join there. It's free. I do weekly clearing sessions every week live in there, and it's so much fun. It's one of those things too that I've just committed to, and I keep showing up and I keep doing it, and I'm cueing my body and my brain that this is an important part to my business and life. And so I keep showing up in there. I would love to have you in there. It is so much fun. I just did a clearing session yesterday, and it was like, I think it was the best one that I've done. So anyway, get in there, chriscree.com/flow, and I'll see you on the inside. Love you guys.
Slow down. There's nothing to get you. Can always turn it around.